So, class today I'm going to be talking about education pretty much. So, I want you all to know that homeschooling education allows students to learn a lot better than maybe public school education. So, how many of you guys went to public schools when you guys were in high school or elementary? The majority of people that I know went to the public schools. It's like the normal thing, you know. You meet friends, it's just a normal thing. But in 2010, 2.4 million students were homeschooled. And this number increases every year by 15%. So you can see that there is a large number of students who are homeschooled, and it is growing. This is according to a leading researcher, Dr. Brian Ray, from homeschool. Homeschool children are better educated. Homeschool children are better citizens and more valuable people, and positive social skills are seen taught better in homeschool. So some statistics show that homeschoolers are, when every year they're tested on SATs and ACTs, they receive a score of 15 to 20 points higher than public school students. These tests, which are seen through when you apply for colleges, are recruited by UC's, private schools, and Ivy League schools. So it's worth it. Students will receive more knowledge that will benefit them later in life. Being taught in homeschooling, you're allowed to learn at a pace which you feel more comfortable with. Usually when you're in the classroom, teachers sometimes often teach to a level that everyone will understand. Sometimes you feel you waste your time sitting there just doodling on a piece of paper or just kind of falling asleep in the back of the class. Homeschooling allows you to excel in areas that you are more comfortable with, whether it be topics of art, math, science, any kind of topic you can pretty much learn. There's no limit to the certain amount of topics that you learn in public school. Also, sometimes students feel afraid either to ask questions in class because other students will either think lower of them or they're just pretty much afraid to ask questions. So they tend to either fail classes or just not get the information that they actually need in order to learn. And with homeschooling, you don't have to feel afraid of taking a longer time on a certain subject or asking questions because you're pretty much learning as much as you can with the So now that you see that students are given more opportunities to excel in learning with homeschooling, I want you to see that they will become better citizens and well-rounded people from a homeschool education versus public school. Peer pressure is a huge issue with public schooling, and just in society alone. It's seen with drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes and such, just things like that. That kids feel that they are often peer pressured to do to fit in, as well as little things as trends they have to follow with clothing or just the music you listen to. Just little things when you're around other students, you feel the need to either fit in, and a lot of students don't fit in, and they're left feeling like high school or middle school is hell because they're pretty much left out of the crowd. And that's something that you won't see in homeschooling because you're pretty much doing your own thing. So according to Dr. Brian Ray, it's shown that homeschoolers are more likely to do extracurricular outside of school. It's also shown that they have a higher percentage of voting as soon as they are at a legal age, which they can. It may not seem as a big deal to vote, but that's pretty much a big issue with students after high school. So positive social skills are better taught in homeschool. When parents teach homeschooling, they're allowed to select social issues that are going on in society and teach to the students, versus in public school, it's pretty much all standardized. Everything is according to the schedule which the teacher has to teach to. During a interview I did with a former homeschool student, one major reason why she wanted to do homeschooling was because she felt that she was just wasting time in high school, that classes were just too easy, and she wasn't really getting the education that she felt that she could be potentially learning. So that's why she decided to do homeschooling. And she felt the lack with homeschooling was the social communication with her friends. But she learned that just because you're homeschooled doesn't mean you have to miss out on the socializing with your friends. The high school that she went to allowed her to go on campus and hang out with her friends when she felt like it, and continue to do homeschooling at home whenever she felt like it. So she didn't feel that she was missing out on anything. Another big issue is participating in activities for exercising and sports. Plenty of schools now are allowing students that are homeschooled to join into their high school sports, whatever high school that they attend to. So you can be homeschooled and still participate in sports as football, baseball, any sport that you want, you can still participate in. And students can still participate in out-of-school clubs such as swimming and any out-of-school clubs that allows their students to socialize and get their fitness in. Homeschooling students receive a better education than public school students do. They are overall well-rounded, better citizens, and public schools don't offer as many classes. So I know that you guys are all in college now, and it's pretty much, there's no way you can kind of incorporate homeschooling into your lives. But later on, when you guys have children, or if you guys have any loved ones that are still at a younger age, I would influence you guys to try to influence them to try homeschooling for the sake of their education and becoming a better, well-rounded student. So thank you.